Do you or anyone around you like puff puff? Or is it puff puff or buns? Whatever the name is, today I'm showing how I prepare this delicious one that you are seeing. So in a bowl or pot, I added warm water. The water should be room temperature with a pinch of salt. And then next, I am adding some yeast. As you can see, I'm adding some sachets of yeast in the warm water. It should not be too hot or the yeast will not function well. So now I'm adding some tablespoons of baking powder too. There are different types of baking powder. There are the ones in sachet. Use the one that you have at your disposal. I just discovered that I needed another half tablespoon of salt since it was just a pinch before. And I'm measuring some butter. You can use fat, whatever you have. It's still good to go. Not so much butter. You can see the quantity that is being added in there. Next in line is my sugar. I am adding a lot of sugar, and the sugar again depends on how sweet you want your puff puff or buns to be. It's good for you. So I am adding this amount of sugar because I want it really sweet and or not that sweet. So you do the measurement yourself. Some people like their puff puff a little bit salty. Some people like it really sweet, and some people like it in between. So the sugar goes with what you want. So at this level, there's no hard rule. Mix your puff puff or buns according to your taste, how you want it to taste. That's the amount of sugar you will need or the amount of salt you will need. It is good to go. I am going to allow it to cool down for like 30 minutes. I will not touch anything that I added. Then later, I will continue with the next process. So after 30 minutes, I give it a stir because I have to mix everything now before frying. So next is my flour. This is my flour. I have sieved it and I want so amounts of puff puff. That's why I'm using this amount of flour. It's a little bit about 1 kilogram of flour because I want it a lot. So I am giving it a gentle stir. I have to mix everything into this thick paste. It should not be watery and it should not be too thick. We'll see how mine will be. But after I mixed everything, I will keep it by the side and cover it with a log for like 1, 2, or 3 hours before I will start the frying. So I give this amount of hours because you can start frying after 1 hour. It depends on your time, how much time you have. You see it has risen. This is the work of the yeast. So your yeast should be in good quantity. And now is the frying. So I fry in deep frying. It needs a lot of oil. You cannot do this puff puff on shallow frying. You need a lot of oil, and it's just to take a bit in your finger and drop it in the hot oil. The oil should be extremely hot for the puff puff to come out well. So now I am frying on both sides. After frying the first side, I have to turn it and then fry the other side. And one good thing with puff puff, you can fry as much as possible. If your frying pot is big and your oil is a lot, you can fry a lot of it at a time. It's just to stir it so that the ones that were first put should not get burnt. Fry on both sides until your required color. So I wanted this brown. You see, it was white before and now it's brown. It looks good and it's nice. Try this simple recipe at home and you will really enjoy it.